took nearly a decade, but the Walt Disney Company has finally put away DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and now they're shaking up the C-suite. What does it mean for the theme parks? What's on the way? And what exactly is opportunity these days? We've got answers. We'll dive in. Let's go, fam and friends. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is yet another beautiful day here on TPP, where all the news should be fun. Hope you've had a great Monday. Let's get started. Let's dive in with Vash Sky and Jonas J. Campbell, your two dudes extraordinaire here on the channel. Guys, Disney has dropped DEI. That is something that I don't think we could have believed just a few years ago. Disney kind of structured their entire company around it, yet here we are. What do we got? What's going on, gentlemen?
That's an amazing thing to watch a company turn around in such a way that something that they were promoting and making their primary focus for so long, in the way that they marketed themselves, the way they virtue signaled to other companies, to have that realization that, hey, maybe this is illegal and we're going to get in big trouble if we keep flashing this in the face of the Department of Justice.
Yeah, they definitely aren't flashing anymore, but is it buried? I'm not sure. I'm a little bit on the fence on this one, but let's go ahead and get it right into the article right now. This is from WW Pro. Disney officially drops DEI programs and shakes up executive team after disappointing Q4 stock results. This on That Marketplace, November 14th, 2025. Huge moves are happening at Disney after the stock dropped more than 7% following a rough Q4 and the beginning of Bob Iger's final year as CEO of Disney. It turns out the company Walt built might actually be dropping diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives substantively, rather than the projection many anticipated. Very interesting. We have a tweet here from Oil London saying that Disney ditches diversity and DEI from its annual business report for the first time since 2019 amid woke backlash. The company has removed the terms diversity, equity, and DEI from its 2025 business report. Very interesting, because we have been, I think us at That Marketplace have actually been following these business reports going back a couple of years, and they always have diversity, equity, inclusion language. You always have some like ESG, I believe, language in there as well. So to have this removed, I think it is a big thing, that is for sure. The Walt Disney Company is making two notable moves in its human capital strategy that together point to a significant reframing of its diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI posture. First, Disney has rebranded a key executive role with Tanisha Agramonte, now listed as Senior Vice President and Chief Opportunity and Inclusive Officer. Second, the company's recent Securities and Exchange Commission SEC filing omits references to diversity, equity, and DEI, marking a departure from prior disclosures. The Tanisha thing is very, very interesting because she's second to Iger, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Well, there's actually one more person above her. Sonia Coleman is above her. Vash is putting me through the task here right now. See if I know the full-blown structure of Disney C-suite. I know what you're up to, Vash. See if he passes the quiz.
I gotta keep you on your toes.
Sonia Coleman, and by the way, she is her title is very strange, right? She's the human officer. She's head of humans at Disney, which begs the question: who's in charge of the animatronics and the mice? Yes. So Tanisha Agramonte, her title has changed. She was hired in and brought in, and largely, I believe, because of the Biden administration. She was some of her efforts were highlighted by executive orders under Biden in regards to DEI, and then Disney brought her in, and she was supposed to be over all this strategic implementation of DEI as a something that sort of transcends the departments of Disney and just is interwoven throughout. Yet now, and this must be so shocking to her, she's no longer over DEI. She's over opportunity and inclusion for everybody. That means even white dudes like Bob Iger. It's a fascinating thing to see. I don't know how long this goes. If they bring it back, if the election in 2028, if that election, goes back into the hands of the Democrats, I don't know what Disney does, but at least for now, they're seemingly recognizing that DEI was always, in some ways, discriminatory. I mean, it just has to be. And they've decided that's not the way to be, especially, Jonas, as Disney is looking to merge with the NFL and to some degree with ESPN. That has to be approved by the feds. Disney's also facing major headwinds when it comes to getting the gambling and the betting into their streaming services straight onto the TV so that, 18-year-olds can place micro bets as they happen. So all of that is going to require massive governmental oversight. They've got to play friendly like with the Orange Man. And so it seems to me that this is one of those ways, this is what they're willing to sacrifice. Jonas, it's not so different than what they did with Splash Mountain, right? In the Summer of Love, Disney had to protect Disney Plus from possible boycotts, and they said, this is the thing that we'll give up. In this case, Bob Iger, who I don't believe really believes anything at all, he's willing to give up DEI to get his NFL deal. What do you think of it, Jonas? Is there a parallel there?
I think there is. There's also the, as I mentioned before, that the Department of Justice might be specifically going after these DEI departments sometime very soon. There's the America First legal lawsuit that was started just a few years ago, and we haven't had an update on that, but it seems to have lain dormant. I do think that moments where the opportunity to merge two large businesses, and that would also come under the Department of Justice. So maybe this is the moment where they decide to behave themselves instead of challenge it in court, because we know that Disney has not fared well when they try to turn these things into an actual legal battle.
Well, at least it wouldn't happen in Florida. That hasn't gone well for them there.
Oh my, no. Well, I'm trying to think, where are they? Or probably Delaware. That's probably where Disney is.
Delaware, the land where corporations don't want to be anymore. Come to Delaware. All our biz are leaving. Yeah, that whole Tesla deal that Delaware pulled. It's turned out it's not just Elon fleeing there,
right? And Tanisha Agramonte, she was the successor in some way to Latondra Newton, who we were hearing felt like she should have a shot at getting the Disney CEO position after Bob Iger left the second time. These are the amazing things that happen when someone is given a position that no one can quite say what you do. That is, legal.
And Latondra Newton was so underqualified. I mean, I can't even imagine. I can't actually, because what happens is when you promote people based on immutable differences, and you decide that this is no longer based on meritocracy, and they're coming out of these Ivy League academies where they're teaching, the patriarchy and all that. It's actually not surprising that somebody like Latondra would come in, who was selling jewelry on the side. It's not surprising that she would come in and think, well, I should be the CEO next. It's like, okay, no, Latondra. Like at some point, you can't have the 2-shower office.
Right. Well, I would think it's something like having a senior vice president in charge of the olive oil business, if you understand my meaning there.
I'll say this about Tanisha right here. They did change her name. So she's now the Senior Vice President and Chief Opportunity and Inclusion Officer at the Walt Disney Company, previously the Chief Diversity Officer of the Walt Disney Company. Her description, though, has stayed the same, which is very interesting. They still use the diversity, equity, and inclusion language right there. And as Jonas pointed out, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr has been investigating Disney for quite some time. This was actually back March 28th, 2025, in which we were cited in those documents right there. Very interesting.
In a good way, folks. Cited in a good way. We didn't get a citation in a bad way. We promise you. We promise you. But yes,
cited in a good way. Yeah, cited in a good way. That's for sure. Right. Just want to be clear about that. But I kind of think, look, with the Jimmy Kimmel thing, right? And they put Brendan Carr definitely front and center there. At least Jimmy did with his opening monologue following, his removal / comeback or whatever.
He lied about a national tragedy and made it all about himself.
Yes,
of course. But I'm thinking they have definitely earned his ire here. And I'm thinking they're making moves. They know they're under investigation. That didn't really change their practices. However, now they have placed a spotlight on him from them. I'm thinking that's why they may have made these moves. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm ignorant of a lot of happenings here. But I'm thinking they're skirting specifically because they understand that they have placed themselves under extra scrutiny from Brendan Carr himself.
Well, I'm betting they're not giving Bob any more bonuses based on how many people he hires, according to skin color, which seems to have been what they might have been doing before. Folks, when it comes to theme parks, you come here for theme parks, we'll give you the theme parks. Guess what? One of those big groups under DEI that seems to have been moving and grooving to shake and bake Disney down to the ground and take away all those things that you all loved so much, like Tom Sawyer Island and Splash Mountain. The Story Matters Group. Sounding like the Story Matters Group may have went the way of the dodo or the way of Reimagine Tomorrow, if you will. And they're not at least visible and heard inside the company. Have they been herded off to greener pastures somewhere else? Don't know, but there's not much left of Story Matters. And that was one of those groups that was really devastating the theme parks. Guys, final thoughts on that one.
When it comes down to it, a sensitivity reader division, they will help you find problems that need to be solved. And then when all those problems are solved, they will come up with more and more problems. So if you have a hamburger company and you have a fish division that needs to take a look and see how you can get more fish into meals, all of a sudden every menu item is going to have fish in it.
That's right. A hammer always finds a nail, and a cardiologist always says you aorta, get that checked out.
Ha!
That's a bad one. All right, folks, help us not make this video be a bad one. Click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. We surely do appreciate you. If you're not yet part of the channel, we'd love to have you be part of our community. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, this is TPP, where all the news should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.